Okay, I originally tried to do this video with all the foxes. Right here they are. Because I wanted to give you guys something interesting to look at. Instead of my face, but I do have fox ears on, so next best thing, guys. So I asked yesterday on Instagram, I wrote little notes, but my piece of paper is falling apart thanks to the foxes. I asked what kind of educational videos you guys were interested in getting. Oh, let's go in Shadow's yard. I bet she'll be a lot more calm than the Finnegan fox yard. They're a little rambunctious. Shadow, are you gonna participate with me? Let's see. Oh. Hold on. Forgive me, guys. I don't know how to edit videos, so it's kind of like take one and get what you get. Okay, we're gonna sit on the dirt here. Oh, perfect. Okay, I've been thinking about what kind of educational video to do for you guys, and I asked on Instagram, as I probably already said. So I wrote down the questions you guys asked, and I was going to go through them and answer some of them. Because I wanted to stick in kind of the same general, like, realm of questions. A lot of you guys were asking for kind of like an autobiography type thing. And I know I've done one in the past, but I think it's been a while. So we can go ahead and do another one. So here's first question. Were your parents always supportive? I had an interesting childhood because I was raised by a 47-year-old single mom. So that already kind of gives my whole perspective on life a little bit of different of an outlook. She was definitely very supportive in anything I wanted to do. She did not see that I would actually do this, but she's definitely very proud of me and is very supportive. So thanks, Mom. She helps with Save a Fox, taxes. Thank goodness, because I couldn't do that. My dad, not in the picture. Not even mentionable. What age did you want this? I never wanted a fox rescue, actually, but only because I did not think it was a thing. I found a gray fox pup when I was 15 years old. That's when my love of foxes started. I've always been very interested in wildlife in general. I didn't have like pet dogs and cats growing up as a young child, but I lived on the edge of a wildlife preserve, so I spent a lot of my childhood hanging out with wild animals. And to me, I mean, I have siblings, but I was raised as an only child because my siblings were 20 years older than me, so I kind of was raised like an only child. And I grew up in an association that did not have any kids my age, so I spent all of my free time hanging out and feeding wild raccoons and wild possums, and it was just, I was always around wildlife and nature, and I never was into really TV or video games as a kid, mostly because I didn't have any friends, so I didn't really know they existed, to be quite frank. I was a little bit sheltered, but it made me who I am today, so I'm happy for the way my childhood went. Let's see, another question. Okay. Oh, so we're still at that question. What age did I want this? So I found my first fox pup when I was 15, absolutely fell in love with it. Never had any prior interest in specifically foxes before meeting my first fox and raising that fox, so that's why I have kind of a special like affinity for gray foxes, especially because that was like my first love. I knew at that time that when I was old enough, I was going to get a pet fox because I knew it was illegal to keep wildlife as pets, so I knew that I couldn't keep that fox forever, and he had to be released into the wild. So from there on out, I knew I wanted to work with animals. My first love was art, though. I wanted to be an artist before I really discovered animals, I guess. And then it was animals, and then it was I stuck with animals all through school. Always obsessed, everything animals. All my notebooks covered in animals. I was like, everybody knew me as the animal girl. So that was me. And out of high school, I went right to college for vet tech. I ended up getting a pet fox that year. I got the pet fox from a breeder. Oh, look, there's my gray fox that I've been talking about. Oh, we were just talking about gray foxes, Nikita. You want a treat? So I was in college for vet tech, wanted to get a gray fox. I had a place of my own at the time, just a place I was renting from my mom. So how much of it wasn't really my own, And my mom wasn't very happy about it, but I told her I was getting a pet fox, whether she liked it or not. And I did. I got that pet fox, and I got it from a breeder because, of course, I was young and naive, and I didn't know at the time that rescuing foxes was a thing. So I ended up dropping out of college because my fox took up all of my time. And at that point, my mom didn't support me, and she said, Michaela, you can't make a living off of having pet foxes. So we were not on good terms during that time because I was being very disobedient. Next question. Oh, I still haven't answered that question. Sorry. ADHD brain. So what age did I want this? It wasn't until it happened that I wanted it. So after getting that first pet fox and posting him on social media all the time because I loved him and I wanted to share him with the world. You want another treat? And then people started coming to me that had pet foxes, and they noticed how well I took care of my fox and that they could no longer take care of their fox because they didn't realize how much work he would be. So then people started coming to me. I'll wait till the truck goes by. People started coming to me that had pet foxes, and they needed a place for their pet fox to go because they didn't know where to bring it, because pet fox rescues were not that I'm aware of. They were not really existent at all. Not pet fox rescues specifically when I started taking in foxes. So when people started coming to me and they asked me if I could take in their foxes, that's when I started looking into the specific licensing and applied for my DNR license and applied for my USDA license and my DNR exhibitor license. And next thing I know, not in college, I have 5 foxes and the city is kicking me out. They said, you can't live here. I was living on agricultural land, but they said, you can't live here. We don't want you here with your foxes. You have to move. I tried to fight it. If you guys have been following me from the beginning, you remember this whole ordeal. I tried to fight it, but I failed. But I had such an outreach of specifically Instagram followers and supporters trying to help me through this difficult time when I thought I was going to lose all my foxes. And you guys helped us purchase where we are right now in Faribault, Minnesota. Don't you dare pee on me. And it wasn't until that push, I guess, that you guys gave me that I knew this is what I really wanted. I mean, you guys were supporting me, and I love my fans. I don't know. I just love you guys because you guys are like the friends I always wanted, because I never really had human friends, so I appreciate that. How did you come to running the rescue? Okay, so I just kind of went over that. It kind of all just snowballed into this this thing that I never planned it to be, but it was because people saw my like true passion for these animals. Like, I'm obsessed with foxes. I mean, I'm wearing fox ears right now and a Save a Fox shirt. And you guys just supported that passion of mine. So that is how I got here, from just a lot of good support. I was trying to give one to Nikita, and it really helped to have that starting fan base. That's what really helped kind of lift Save a Fox off into what it is now. Okay, here's some other questions. How many volunteers does it take to care and maintain for the foxes, cats, horses, minks, and other animals? So this varies by season. We're definitely our most busy in the spring, because in the springtime, I'm not doing much of anything except for social media and bottle raising babies every 3 hours around the clock. So during that time, we need to have a lot of volunteers and help. But other than that, it's just me and my assistant manager, Mary Hampton, that does all of the fox chores. And we both put in at least 40 to 60 hours a week with all the animals. So she's dedicated, I'm dedicated. This place could not run without its dedicated helpers. I definitely don't do all of this by myself. I have help. I started on my own. And as we grew, I needed more help. And then, of course, we're a nonprofit, so we have a nonprofit board of directors that helps us manage everything. Because to be honest, I got into this because I enjoy taking care of foxes. I personally don't enjoy the business side of it. But I have to. Are your approaches between... Wait, how did I write this question? Oh, is the way you approach the animal, is it different between the animals? Okay. It is, and I don't know how to explain my connection with foxes. It really is, like, magical to me. And my approach is different between every single fox, because I can just tell within moments of meeting them how that fox is going to turn out. Like, I know a social fox. I know a fox that can come out of its shell and be a social fox just from the moment of meeting it. You just look into that animal's eyes and you just know. You know how far you can get with that animal. You know how close that animal is going to let you get to it. And just because I love all foxes doesn't mean all the foxes love me. We've definitely had a couple foxes come through here. Specifically Banjo. Banjo did not like me, and that's because I did Banjo's intake when he was surrendered, and Banjo always viewed me as the bad guy who took him away from his family. So that does happen, because you can't always explain to these animals why they have to go through certain things they have to go through. Archer, he has not really liked me since I neutered him. I mean, I wasn't the one to specifically neuter him, but I pulled him and put him in a kennel and brought him to the vet that day. And there's just no explaining to them. There's no explaining to them why we do the things we do sometimes. So yeah, my approach is definitely different between specific animals. And I don't know, like Dakota, the moment Dakota got here, we like bonded instantly. He's cool. I really like him. All right. When will tours be available again? The big holdup for tours right now is, okay, so most of our fox yards have like a double gate system on them. Double gate is basically there for when you go in one gate, it will shut behind you. So when you walk in the next gate, there isn't a chance of an animal escaping. It's really important that we get double gates put on the last 2 remaining fox yards so that we can give tours without the risk of any animals escaping. And I have the gates built and made. I just need somebody to help put them in. That's always kind of a struggle of ours too, is finding really good like craftsman type, handyman type workers, so I need like a farm boy or something. Somebody that knows what they're doing to help me. So as soon as I get somebody to help me put the double gates up, we will be opening for tours again, and that will be nice because the foxes love when we give tours, because socializing is something that we've been like training them to do. And yeah, that's the questions. So let me know in the comments what else you guys are interested in learning, and I will plan to do another educational video. Here, let's feed the last of these treats off. Nikita, come on! Nikita, you're kind of the star. Okay, you are too shadow, but... So Nikita's a gray fox species. Like my very first one, my very first fox, his name was Nico, by the way. Nikko. Alright. Love you all. You can help support the rescue by purchasing a Save a Fox shirt or a Save a Fox fanny pack. Finnegan just ripped this. I originally tried to do this video in Finnegan's yard, but he was being a little bit rowdy and Dixie was on my head, which was adorable, but then I forgot what I was saying and I got really distracted, so. Alright, bye!